We've been noticing that cloud SaaS vendors are all taking a very similar approach to the market. And they're taking this approach because truthfully, it's the blueprint for their success. It's the reason that these astronomical, significant year-over-year, quarter-over-quarter revenue growths that Salesforce and ServiceNow and Microsoft are reporting. And it's quite simply, it's the way that they're going to continue to be successful on the customer's dime. And here's what it is. First, they all approach the market to try to grab market share. So how do they do that? What they do first is they come in and they say, look, what if we could give it to you essentially for free, right? So deep upfront discounting. They'll also offer you a trial type of subscription, which is, let's not worry about your entire base of users. Let's start it with a few of them. Let's get them interested. Let's see how it works. They'll also come to you and say, hey, look, 3 years, I understand that's a long commitment. What if you were able to do 6 months or 9 months or even a year, right? So they provide a lot of flexibility. They provide a lot of deep discounting up front to get you in, to get them in rather. From there, they work to continue to expand your user base. So more and more users, more and more adoption, more and more hooks into that organization. From there, they're going to try to start to upsell you. So what does that mean in the cloud SaaS model? What it quite simply means is you start as, let's say, a professional user, right? The lower level, or an E1 subscription if you're Microsoft, and then they're going to try to elevate you, right? So again, professional to enterprise to unlimited if you're a Salesforce customer. Now the hope is they're going to be able to do this sooner rather than later. So in other words, during your initial term, but they don't always prove to be successful. So what they'll do is they'll spend their time conditioning it so that at renewal, they'll be able to get you to elevate to that more robust, and by the way, more costly solution. And then again, on top of it, if you were to happen to get renewal protections, those renewal protections most likely are not going to apply to that new, more robust edition because, hey, it's a new product. The other thing they're going to do is they're going to try to get you to adopt more of their solutions, right? So if you're a Salesforce customer, they've built goodwill, there's been adoption. Well, hey, CRM, we're doing great. Are you interested in Service Cloud? Are you interested in Marketing Cloud? How are your analytics, right? So they're going to continue to try to upsell you in terms of more products. The other thing that all these vendors do is they start to come to you and they start to look at how can we become a partner? And what they're looking for is ways to be innovative using your intelligence, using your data, using your experience, what's working for you, so they can package, adopt their solution to sell to more customers. Perhaps the customers that have been reluctant to adopt in the first place. The next thing that they do is they're going to start talking about services or support, right? And quite frankly, we're not here to tell you whether or not you need it or shouldn't need it or there isn't value there, but this is the thing. It's the way they price it. They always do it based on a percentage of the product net fees or product subscription fees. So why is it interesting? Quantity goes up, more products go up, right? That means your net goes up. If it's a percentage of that, that means their service line revenue goes up as well. The other thing they do now is they try to build out their partner ecosystem, right? They start to continue to strengthen their partnerships with the IT firms, the implementation partners, right? The Accentures, the IBMs, the Deloittes, who most likely these customers they're trying to sell to or upsell to already have very strong partnerships with. So why not influence through that? You also start to see vendors starting to work together. So Salesforce and Google are actively working together, right? Using Google Analytics tied to Sales Cloud. They're doing this so that they can continue to build their strength in partnering with them to ensure that their partnership with you strengthens, i.e. you're not going to walk away. And ultimately, that's what this all comes down to. They spent this entire time upselling you after they've gotten you in. They've this entire time building these relationships so that you will renew. But here's the thing. You will renew, or the likelihood is very high that you will, and they know that. And so if you don't understand their playbook, if you do not understand the methodology that they're trying to impose and work through to get what they want from you, then your likelihood of success downstream is going to be significantly diminished. So it's critical that you understand this, but it's also critical that you use this in the right way. and it's best to use it before you start the relationship. But certainly if you've already started, you need to make sure that you understand how to improve, how to use this method against them, right? And that's a key word. It has to become a scenario where you're using something against to counterbalance so that there's a successful relationship moving forward. Otherwise, it's going to continue to compound itself. And you're going to be left with no ball to take home because you don't own anything, and you're going to be beholden to the direction they want you to go in. And that's not what the relationship should be, and it's what never should have been.